Chris, what is our D-free topic number 3?
This comes from Adam K. Wilson. New Star Trek is awesome. Ducks to avoid bottle Rob is throwing at me. But seriously, why haven't I liked everything they've done with Star Trek?
A while I haven't liked
everything they've done with Star Trek in this new era. I've absolutely loved some of it. I saw that Strange New Worlds, which is amazing, is the biggest debut season for any of the new Star Trek shows. What are your thoughts on that? And with Rob saying Picard Season 3 is great, are we looking at a wider resurgence of the franchise coming off the brilliant Strange New Worlds? What say you?
All right, thanks a lot for sending that in. And listen, I'm somebody, I like Discovery. I mean, it has the stronger stuff, it has the weaker stuff. I like Discovery. I really quite like Picard Season 1. Yeah, Picard Season 2's, it was whatever. I'm not big into their animated stuff, to be honest with you. Either they're Below Decks or what's the other one again?
Prodigy.
Thank you. Not really into those myself, but they got a lot of stuff. But man, one of the things that I really loved about recent Star Trek was the introduction of the Enterprise under, Rebecca Romaine, Anson Mount, with Pike and Spock. I really liked that crew a lot. So it wasn't a terribly big surprise when they announced they were getting their own spin-off show. And I was looking forward to it, a little dubious. I gotta tell you, the show is wonderful. It's really good. And oddly enough, the first person to tell me that the stuff on it so far was actually pretty good was Robert Meyer Burnett, oddly enough. Which is why maybe go, okay, well then I better damn watch it. And I agree. I think the show is completely fantastic. I think it's the best Star Trek stuff since Next Generation, in my opinion. It does have the highest Rotten Tomatoes rating of any Star Trek property, and it's really good. This comes to us from the folks over at Screen Rant that wrote the following. Star Trek Strange New Worlds set the record as the most watched Star Trek series debut on the Paramount Plus streaming service in their history. The latest entry into the multi-generational science fiction franchise takes place 5 years before Captain James T. Kirk takes command of the USS Enterprise and follows Captain Christopher Pike, played by Anson Mount, and his crew as they embark on a 5-year mission to explore the vast reaches of the galaxy. Due to its episodic structure, stellar writing, and outstanding performances, Strange New Worlds has become the highest-rated Star Trek entry on Rotten Tomatoes, and again, has set a record. Now, granted, all time, Paramount Plus hasn't been around all that long, so
Right.
let's keep that in perspective. But still, it does say something that when you have all these other shows that have debuted on the network, 5 others, I believe, that this has been the biggest one. And I don't think it's a coincidence that it's the quality of one. You raise a really, really good question, though, that I am curious about. Because like I said, I don't think Rob, no, I can tell you for sure, Rob doesn't like Strange New Worlds as much as I do, or as much as you do, apparently.
You'd be correct.
But he's actually the one that got me turned on to it. And you're right, Rob has been talking a lot about Picard Season 3. And with this Star Trek being the highest rated of all time, with somebody like Rob saying Picard Season 3 is baller, and I'll throw this over to you in a second here, is baller.
We should stop those analogies.
Yes. Are we at a point that we're seeing Star Trek turning a corner? Could we see that this is a place where maybe some of the more traditional Star Trek fans get back on board? A lot of the fans of the new stuff are not the older traditional fans of Star Trek, but could we be seeing like Rob, the Vulcans and the Romulans, could we be seeing reunification of the new Star Trek fans?
Look at
And the new
you.
Star Trek fans. Could we be seeing, I don't know, Robbie's asking the question, with all the results, with the responses we're seeing to Strange New Worlds, with what you're telling us is a really good Picard episode Season 3, what do you think are some of maybe the key factors you think in seeing that the two most recent, and most of us hasn't seen Picard Season 3 yet.
Yeah, we'll know it
but
has.
the two most recent things as generating this kind of excitement, what do you see as those factors?
Well, I think the thing about Strange New Worlds is it has Anson Mount, who is
fantastic.
The man has charisma to burn. If you took away all the rest of the cast and just made it a solo show about Anson Mount's adventures in space on the Enterprise, I think people would watch it. And even the relationship he has with Spock is being done pretty well, and it's more traditional Star Trek. It's more familiar, so it's comfort food.
It is more episodic. Like all the other ones have been more serialized. This one is more episodic, like the original Star Trek.
And I would say for that reason, it's for me, it's been very hit and miss as far as writing. For me, it's always about the writing.
Right.
I mean, they had an episode. I know you like the alien-esque episode, but to me, it was such a. They just transposed the plot of Alien and Aliens in a shameless way, even to the point of having Newt and that kind of thing. The reason that I think that something like Picard season 3 is so good is you have showrunner Terry Matalas, who's given free reign. He's not working with Alex Kurtzman or Akiva Goldsman. He was given free reign. He worked on Enterprise and Voyager with Brandon Braga. He also show ran and co-created the 12 Monkeys TV series based on the film. So in a way, as far as Star Trek is concerned, he's a fan like Feige was and created other Star Trek, worked on Picard's season 2, but he was given free reign. He's had the background in Star Trek, and he's a classic Star Trek fan. He loves Next Generation. He worked on Voyager and Enterprise. So like Kevin Feige, he has a big background with Star Trek as opposed to, say, other showrunners. And I think what he did with Star Trek Picard season 3 is just a love letter to the Next Generation and to Deep Space Nine, to be honest. Shh, don't tell anyone I said that. But, and that's what I think we're going to get more people on Star Trek that love the franchise. And as we get more of those people in, that are just, there's almost 60 years of Star Trek. Star Trek debuted in 1966. We're 4 years away from the 60th anniversary of that franchise. And I think the more people, it's like when Russell T Davies comes back to Doctor Who this season. People were all excited because here was a guy that created the David Tennant era of Doctor Who, created Torchwood Children of Earth, which is 5 hours the greatest televised science fiction ever. And you've got people coming back to the franchise that really love Star Trek. And I think that's what it needs.
Chris, obviously setting records for Paramount Plus. There's a lot of positive momentum behind this new era of Star Trek right now. What do you see as being those defining factors?
I've got to be honest, I haven't watched any of the new Star Trek except for Picard. So I really enjoyed it. Season 2 kind of petered out for me.
Yeah, I agree. I thought season 1 was great, but I was not
really
big
fun.
on season 2.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, it's one of those things where when we see growth, we're going to see more exploration throughout this kind of IP, where I think we'll take more risks with some of the Star Trek material. Maybe we'll do some new shows, new spin-offs.
I would say that, what's really interesting is you've got people talking about the Orville. You talked about how the Orville has become more like Star Trek. I think the problem that I have with modern Star Trek is Star Trek was always allegorical. It would always deal with the problems of today, but in an allegorical sci-fi way. They've kind of moved away from that, and it's more on the nose as opposed to being allegorical. And I would like to see Star Trek get a little bit bolder in its storytelling and really, really delve into the world that we live in today and how is it going to be reflected in the stories that they're telling.
All right, guys, question is for you. Why do you think we're seeing this kind of turning of momentum thing in Star Trek? We've got a show that just finished its first season that is the highest rated Star Trek thing ever. We're getting big word coming from Robert Byron Burnett about Picard season 3. What do you see as the future of this stuff? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this video, Athletic Greens. Now, I started taking Athletic Greens because I don't eat enough vegetables, and I was looking for a way to make up for that deficit in my diet of those vitamins and minerals that I really needed in my system, and thank goodness I found Athletic Greens, and I literally take it every morning. You see, with one scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, all the things. And my wife got onto it, and now she absolutely loves it. Tons of people take some kind of multivitamin, and it's important to choose one with high-quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb, like Athletic Greens. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with a convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the flu and cold season. It's just one scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Campea. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/Campea to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.